Vanakkam. Welcome to our course SAP Production Planning. In this session, we will be discussing about how to manage Planned Independent Requirement PIR. Now just let us see what are we discussed so far. We discussed about what are the different planning methods, what are the different production types, and what is the organization structure, business organization structure, SAP organization structure. We discuss in detail various parameters in Material Master, Bill of Materials, Work Centers, Routing, and Production Version, which are all the master data required for SAP Production Planning. And in the last two sessions, we discussed the fundamentals and elements of demand management. The last session, we discussed how demand is integrated with sales orders to plan the production and execute the production. Demand is entered into system through planned independent requirement, normally which is called as PIR. In this session, we will discuss how to manage PIR in SAP. To enter planned independent requirement PIR, use the menu path provided here or use the transaction MD61. Here we see the screen to select the parameters to execute the transaction. The PIR or demand can be entered with material or product group or requirement plan. Here we selected material. And then we can create the PIR with the different versions like 00, 01, 02 like that. But version 00 only will pass as the demand into the real material requirement planning. Version 01, 02, etc. will be used for simulation purpose. For example, we want to work for long-term plan. We want to work for some budget planning, and then we will be using the other versions. Now this is the planning bucket. Since we are planning the forecast or the demand on weekly basis, here we selected W as the planning period. There are also options to enter daily planning bucket or monthly planning bucket. And this is the planning horizon. Planning horizon means what is the period we are entering the demand or PIR. The selected dates are showing that we are planning to enter the demand from 29th March until 3rd May 2022. When we want to enter this PIR, system will open the screen like this. Here we have three tabs in the screen. You can see there is a table, items, and schedule lines. The table is item wise, week wise view. Here we see the system which is showing the planning bucket wise quantity. Since we selected a weekly plan, here it is showing the details in the week like week 13 to 2021, week 14 2021, week 15 2021. If we had selected a month in the selection parameters, here it would have shown M1 2021, M2 2021, like this it should have showed. And based on the period, material should be available in the specific date. Which material you are planning here, those things should be available. For example, if you enter the period as weekly, that is W, then the material should be there in the plant on the first day of the week. For example, the first day is planned as a Monday, the material should be available on Monday. Similarly, if we enter the demand period as M, the planning bucket as M, the material should be available on the first of the month. Accordingly, the system will schedule the required items and give the proposals to procure or produce the materials from MRP run. And this is the active version. When this field is selected, then the requirement is active. If this field is not selected, then the requirement is not active. It will not pass into the material requirement planning. So when you are checking any demand which is going to the system or not, you need to check this parameter immediately. And the second tab is showing item wise cumulative requirement view. Here we see that tick mark which is showing for the cumulative requirement what is given here, there are some schedules are available. For example, here we are seeing how much quantity, 40 quantity, sorry, cumulative quantity 545 pieces, right? The planned quantity is shown as 545 pieces. Maybe the 545 may not be required in one bucket itself. There may be multiple schedules, which means different weeks. To show that multiple schedules, the tick mark is there. And then we have this requirement type. Here we see the requirement type as VSF. And this is taken through the demand, that planning strategy. Hope you remember the discussion what we had in the fundamentals of demand and demand elements, where each planning strategy is attached to the requirement type. Hope you remember it. For planning strategy 50, requirement type is VSE. For planning strategy 40, requirement type is VSF. For requirement type 10, requirement type is LS. These are standard settings. So here you see the strategy as 40, so the planning requirement is showing as VSF. And then this is the consumption indicator. When the consumption indicator is blank, the plan will not be consumed during order entry, but it will be consumed only during the sales, which is invoicing. For other indicators, if you enter, for example, if you enter 1, system will consume only with the customer requirements. If you enter 2, system will consume the reservations and dependent requirements. If you enter 3, system will consume consumer requirements, reservation dependent requirements. If you enter 4, system will be a flexible consumption for different MRP elements. Blank means no allocation. So whenever there is a requirement which is passing to the planning or not, if there is some issue, we should check all these parameters. Then the third tab is showing the schedule lines. We saw that there is a tick line which is showing the schedules. The quantity what we are seeing there, 545 numbers, that is given here as on weekly basis, right? That is what is showing here. In this header we see the details about the material, like a material code, plant, what is the requirement type, the version, all these things are shown. So you can see the details in all these tabs in different ways, so that we will be able to understand the details and do the analysis in different ways. Now if we want to see the details about this PIR, because there is some details are there, but when you saw last time there was something different, now it is something different. You want to see what is happening. So in that case, you go there to that line item, from the table tab, go to the line item, and then select the item history. When they select the item history, system will show for that material what are all the entries have been done. For example, on 12th February, there are some details entered for week 13 and week 14. In the March, there are some details entered on week 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. Like this, we can see the details. Here you also see that what is the quantity changed, what was the old quantity, from which quantity to which quantity was changed, who changed it. All these details are available. And then at any given point of time, we should be able to evaluate the total PIR for the materials. How much you planned, how much you consumed. To see these things, you can see them through the transaction MD73, or you can use the menu path shown here. So here you enter the material, and then you enter the plant, and then you are seeing that what is the output, how the output has to be there, how the output has to be defined. Here we selected 1, which will be showing the planned independent requirement with the assigned customer requirements. And here we see the planned details of the materials. For example, week 14, 75 numbers, week 15, 80 numbers. Like this, we have the planned details. And then we are also seeing the requirement type and version here. The requirement VSF version 00, both we can see. And here we see how much quantity is assigned to the sales order. 10 numbers is assigned to the sales order, which is the 6974 sales order in the screen. Also we see the assignment tick mark there. And please note that there is another PIR which is having 01 version. It is not active, it is not assigned, it is not active. That also we see here, the active indicator. So all these details are integrated. Whatever you see in the PIR details, that's what we are seeing this here, along with what is the customer order which is assigned to the particular plan. So the planner should know all these pages, all these reports, how to analyze the demand, how the requirement is passed, how the requirement are consumed. We should know all these things. Now we are seeing the MD04 stock requirement list. You know, to enter the stock requirement list, you want to enter the material and plant. We saw the sales order, no, 6974. Here we see the sales order, the 10 numbers with the date of 30th March. That's what we saw in the earlier page. Now I want to enter another sales order. Here we enter the sales order 6975 and the requirement date is 14th April. That's how we entered here. The moment I entered, here see the plan details remain the same, but the assignments, the 20 numbers is assigned. Because the date is 14th April, it is assigned to the week 15, 2021. Like this, based on the date, based on system will consider the week and it will go and consume the plan. You remember how the plan is getting consumed? Consumption mode. Hope you remember. Now we are getting the order, system is consuming the plan. That's how it is a consuming plan here. Please recall the discussion. If you want to see the session, please go through the previous session and see the consumption mode. So now when you enter the date, system is going and consuming this plan. And then we have, right, at any point of time, the PR, as we told, these are getting consumed. At the same time, when you have some 100 numbers PR, only 90 numbers have been consumed, 10 numbers will be there in the system. Those things you have to continuously review. Otherwise, the remaining PIR plan, system will plan the materials for them. That may end up with the excess stocks. It may create a lot of exception messages. So we should reorganize the PIR on a regular basis. It helps to prevent any unnecessary confusion in the system. PIR reorganization can be done through the planning, the menu path what is shown here. Also, we can use the T code MD74 to do this PIR reorganization. Now, when you see this page, right? When you see this page, you see this demand, what is here. For example, the first line is showing the metal code, version 00, and week wise it is showing the requirements, week 12, 35, week 13, 70, week 14, 75, like that. Here week 14 means it is starting on 5th April 2021. This is the PR value. Now we entered this MD74, right? Now when you go there, you have to select the required parameters. Right? What are the parameters we need it? And then we have to enter the key date. The key date is the field until what date the PR should be reorganized. For example, if I are entering the date here, like 31st March, system should consider all the requirements until this date and they should remove in the past. So we have to be very careful in selecting the date. For example, I am in November 2021. I want to clean all my demand up to October. They have to select here 31st October. Like that, selecting the key date is very important. And when you are doing this plan reorganization, I want to ensure that planning is happening properly, that removal is happening properly or not. I want to validate also. So let me run this program in test mode. Like this, there are some transactions which you can run in the test mode before executing them actually. This is one of the transactions where you can run this PR reorganization test mode, which means the database will not change. See that. And also we are ticking that create list. Now after running this, what do we expect? As we gave the key date as 31st March, the requirement before this should be reorganized. So you see here it is showing the 22nd March 35 numbers, 29th March 70 numbers are showing there, it is made as 0. And when we visit the demand plan, the MD63 to that, when you go and see that, the plan is still there. Why? Because we run the program test mode. So that is why the details are still there, right? So now let us run the program without test mode, which means actual execution. Let us do it with the same selection parameters. So now we are seeing that now week 22nd March, right, the 35 numbers, the 70 numbers in that 29 March, these things are made as 0. Now if you see that MD63, the plan which was there in week 12 and 13 was removed, they are not there. That is what the PR reorganization. So this is doing the PR organization plant in the plant material by material. It may take a lot of time. You can do this PR organization at plant level also. To do the reorganization at the plant level, you can do this in the configuration setting, the customization setting through SPRO. and T code is OMP8. Using OMP8, you go and select the plant, and what is the number of periods, which means based on the period, system will select the reorganization date. For example, I am putting here 7. So whenever we do this reorganization, system will take what is the current date, and 7 days back, before that, whatever the PR, system will reorganize them. All the data older than this date will be reorganized. This is very useful tool to clean the system through the program instead of doing it manually one by one. By doing this, you are also keeping the system clean. That's very important. So in this session, we discuss how to create the PIR, what are the details we can see through the PIR history, how to do evaluate these things, and how to do the PR reorganization. See, we can do this MD62, MD63, all these transaction, this change and display. I hope by this time you know all these things how to do it. So I'm not covering them here. Having discussed the basic elements of demand management, how to manage the demand in SAP, we'll discuss MRP, Material Requirements Planning, from next session. Please give your feedback to improve the flow and contents. Also, please suggest to your friends to subscribe to our channel so that we'll keep sharing the knowledge. We can learn together. Thank you. See you in the next session. Bye.